That's right, Kat. We are getting back to the basics in our espresso kitchen this morning. Now, we're talking about the baking trend. It really has become a trend. I think a lot of people are enjoying it a lot more. And we decided to get back to the basics. Last week, we talked about setting up your kitchen, everything that you need, from measuring spoons to spatulas and what goes for what. Now we're actually talking about how to measure, because I do measuring like this, a bietjie hier, a bietjie daar, and sidar. But that's not what we're doing today. And all of these tips are brought to us by Stork. And here to show us exactly what we need to be doing is our chef this morning, Louisa Holst. How are you, Louisa?
Oh, well, thanks.
Very good to have you. Very good. Like I said, I do like that. Taste a bit, does it taste right? But I don't think that works, right? So we need to learn to... Not with baking. We need to learn how to do things the correct way. And I'm so excited about this because we're talking about measuring. Now, the first thing, how do we measure dry ingredients?
Well, yeah, like you said, you can't just add and throw for baking, because
yeah.
baking is very scientific, so you need to measure properly.
Okay.
If we do dry ingredients, well, you've either got a scale or you can use your cup measures.
All right.
The thing to remember is with dry ingredients is that once you pack it into your cup, you just use a flat back knife or something and you just smooth off, just so that it's level. Because you need your ingredients to be really accurate.
Okay.
If you're doing brown sugar, for example, you know, this is the dark brown sugar. It's quite soft.
It is.
So that you actually pack into your cup.
Because I'm sure you can be a little bit misguided.
Yeah,
you just throw it in there and it looks high and then it just ends up sinking in there.
So that you pack in. If you're doing liquid ingredients, then you use a jug.
Okay.
But now you shouldn't swap. You shouldn't do liquid in the cup measures.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
If it's 250 mils, it comes right to the top. You see, so it doesn't measure properly.
Right.
So rather do it in a measuring jug, or if it's small amounts, you use your measuring spoons.
Okay. But what happens when you get to like unusual things like measuring butter, for instance, or measuring eggs, or measuring like you have there nuts and things like that?
Yeah, those are a little bit more difficult, but if you're using your cup measures, just always remember in a recipe, if it says 250 mils, it's not chopped, unless the recipe says chopped nuts. Then you measure,
All right.
With ingredients like Stork, well, it's actually quite convenient with the Stork because they've got
yes, I saw
markings on the pack.
Yeah.
So you can actually see it's in 100-gram markings and you can slice it off, makes it a bit easier. And then, you can measure that in your cup, but then you also just press that flat so that you make sure it's properly, you know, solidly packed for 250 mils.
And then what are the tips that we absolutely must employ when measuring in baking?
Again, just be very accurate, be very, you know, don't just throw in and pinch this, pinch that. Other things to remember is, for example, if you've got eggs, crack them over a small bowl first before you throw them into your ingredients, because, you know, one bad egg and now you've wasted all your ingredients. And then also, when you're measuring things, just measure, make sure you've done everything. So once you've measured your nuts, you know, move it out the way. Once you've measured your flour, move it out the way, so you know that you've added everything in and measured correctly.
Wonderful stuff. See, already I'm feeling a whole lot more confident in the kitchen. Like you say, it is a scientific thing.
It is.
So you really can't just, you know, guess. Guesstimation is not going to happen when it comes to baking.
No.
Thank you, Louisa. Well, we're going to be talking a little bit more a bit later, and you're going to be doing some more recipes for us. But we have a very delicious cake here, and if you would like that beat and bake recipe, all you have to do is SMS the word Stork to 33728 and we'll send you that lovely recipe. Or you can go to Stork's Facebook page, the I Love Baking Facebook page, and you can see a whole lot of interesting recipes there as well. We will be cooking with Louisa a little bit later on in the show. We'll see you right back after the break.
Stork, best for baking.